Hi friends, it's Andriy Vasilenko. People often ask me, what do I think about this and that band, and what do I listen to besides Metallica and the Big Four? Although you know me as a fan of old school metal, I like different music, including quite a few nowadays artists. I would say even that, in a way and to a certain degree, these new artists beat their predecessors, those who paved the road. And this is a natural thing. Music evolves, something losing and something acquiring. Innovative approaches and fresh sound are what keeps the genre going, which is better than if it had died out completely, right? Even such a hated musical direction as nu metal has played its role in that. Those bands introduced a lot of use to the world of heavy, made them want to learn instruments, and later those millennial boys and girls discovered Motorhead, Metallica, Black Sabbath. So these were things happened in the early 2000s. And what we've got now, in anticipation of 2020s, clearly there are much fewer bands, metal bands in prime than it was 30, 20, even 15 years ago. You can literally count them on your fingers. Well, then what on earth is modern metal? Is it even a genre? It's more of a general concept which encompasses the few metal bands who managed to succeed in the last 15 years, which have been harsh to rock music. For me, even nu metal wasn't a specific genre, but rather a trend in heavy music of the late 90s and early 2000s. So which band does represent the modern stage of heavy metal best? Of course, it must be big, a major inspirer of the new generation, not just a bunch of unrecognized geniuses from mom's basement. These musicians have a significant influence on the genre's development in this time and age. The band must be busy, regularly make new music, they tour, and they provide food for the media. How about the time aspect? It might be logical to include bands who released their debut albums after 2000. But guys, we are already 2 decades into this century, and some of those dudes are approaching their 50s. We are looking to the future. So 40 and under will be our age threshold for those who write music and lyrics. Thus, bands such as Volbeat, Mastodon, Gojira, they don't fall within the condition. Considering all said above, we don't have much to pick from. Basically, there are only 4 young metal bands responsible for most of the buzz in the metal world. What surprised me was that they were so different. Let's compare it to a list we would make for 80s. Considering our criteria, they must be below 40, be big and be busy. According to Google, it's Metallica, Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Each of them developed own unique sound, yet all could be categorized as heavy metal, which doesn't work out with the bands of the current decade. Bands sound more and more different from each other, a trend which started many years ago, and now it's reached the point when applying labels such as heavy metal or hard rock makes a little sense. Babymetal. I hear about them everywhere. They have a huge fan base, but let's for a moment imagine all the biggest names in metal from each decade. In my humble opinion, Babymetal are too peculiar to be considered the most representative metal band of the whole world now, when English language still dominates the industry. So 3 bands remain. I like them all, and my personal preference is Five Finger Death Punch, even though there are things that so f***ing annoy me in them. But their punch and groove and dynamics have grown on me. Avenged Sevenfold. They began as metalcore, then they turned around, been trying to become true metal ever since. A lot of metalheads hate them for that, treating them as a vanilla, fruity copy of Metallica. But no one from our list gets as much hate as Ghost. They've been called Satanists, just like Black Sabbath and basically every metal band in 80s. I could accept that Ghost is a rather hard rock than heavy metal. So what? We are all in the same boat now. Plus James loves Ghost. So what we've got? Sugary Avenged Sevenfold with their epic harmonies, Never Giving Up True Americans 5-Finger Death Punch with their heavy groove, and Satanic Ghost with their exciting histrionics. In my opinion, can you believe me saying that, because I can. It's Avenged Sevenfold. They have the best from a classic metal era, and in the same time their sound and image is appealing to the young generation. Avenged Sevenfold have enlisted more fresh blood to the metalhead army than any other band risen after 2000, and they have grown a lot, especially the singer. Let's turn to Google again and search for best heavy metal songs. It shows only one tune written by musicians below 40, and it's Afterlife by Avenged Sevenfold. They are not my favorite band, because you know who is. But the more I listen to them, the more I learn about them, the more respect they get from me. I wish you to be more open-minded and like music just because it's music. Because it's made by humans, not by robots nor algorithms. Thanks for watching, it's Andriy Vasilenko. Be in metal.